Hello, welcome to Critical Joke Theory with your host, G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humorist. Now with new joke technology. Hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, Certified Forensic Humorist at large, but I'm losing weight. Welcome to Critical Joke Theory, episode 66. Now with new joke technology and open caption for the humor impaired. The Honorable Sheila Jackson Lee died Friday at the age of 74 after battling pancreatic cancer. She served Houston's 18th Congressional District for nearly 30 years. She had a reputation for her relentless drive, her near ubiquitous presence at community events, being a mother figure to young aspiring people, and Mama Don't Take No Mess. Lee has been in remission for 10 years from breast cancer. U.S. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee will lie in state at the Houston City Hall on Monday, becoming the second person to receive that honor. Representative Lee survived breast cancer. She survived the cancer of politics. She survived the cancer of the Trump administration, only to be done in by pancreatic cancer. Can we do something about cancer culture? Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, way to represent. Abdul Duke Fakir, the stylish and genteel singer who nurtured the Four Tops legacy for 7 decades, has died. He was 88. That picture was of the Shylights. These are the Four Tops. Or are they? I don't know which is which. I was a Temptations guy. Fakir died Monday morning at his home in Detroit from heart failure. He was surrounded by his wife and loved ones, as if his wife wasn't one of his loved ones. And don't get me started on the loved ones being the last people to see the deceased alive. I'm already suspicious of loved ones. Fakir was the last surviving member of the beloved Motown Act, preceded in death by his teen friends and group mates Lawrence Payton, Obie Benson, and Levi Stubbs. Okay, I may not know which member was Fakir, but I did enjoy their music. Walk Away Renee, It's the Same Old Song. Bernadette! Baby, I Need Your Lovin'. I Can't Help Myself. You know. Sugar Pie, Honey Bunch. You know that I love you. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that song. Reach Out, I'll Be There. Classics. Rest in peace, Abdul Fakir. It looks like you're getting the band back together. And in sports, President Joe Biden took one for the team. With the game and the season on the line, Joe Biden removed himself from the lineup and put in his relief pitcher, Kamala Harris. Even though President Biden believes that he could have gotten the team into the end zone, much of the team was losing faith in his play calling, and some of the linemen have stopped blocking. Even some of his most ardent cheerleaders have turned in their pom-poms. In President Biden's address to the nation, he reiterated the importance of the people continuing to fight for our democracy. President Biden may occasionally forget names or where he placed his car keys, but Trump has forgotten you and plans to use the car to drive this country into the wall that he never built. Vice President and presumptive nominee Kamala Harris has hit the campaign trail running. She has more than doubled the funds in the campaign coffers. She has gained ground on and even passed Trump in some of the polls. Over 100,000 new volunteers have signed up to knock on doors. Close to 40,000 people have registered to vote, most of whom are under 35 and many of whom are first-time voters. The GOP has begun attacking Kamala Harris with the usual tropes, mispronouncing her name, calling her colored and a DEI hire, calling her stupid and unproductive. J.D. Vance called her a childless cat lady. The GOP really has this whole unity thing down to an art. GOP leaders called for their members to dial back on the racist rhetoric, which they wouldn't have to do if their members weren't racist. There will be plenty of time for that later, after former President Barack Obama endorses her. Then they can use racial insults on both of them at one time. Work smarter, not hooder. Prime Minister Netanyahu addressed the U.S. Congress. In his self-serving address, he said that the war on Gaza is not a clash of civilizations, but rather civilization versus barbarism, the sanctity of life versus death. He said this without saying which side he was on. I guess he figured that we already knew which side the war criminal was on. Netanyahu later met with President Biden to discuss, among other things, trying to negotiate a permanent ceasefire, a negotiation for the freeing of the remainder of the hostages being held in Gaza, and perhaps a two-state solution. I'm fine with that as long as one of those two states convicts Netanyahu and the leaders of Hamas of war crimes. Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle resigned on Tuesday, a day after she was grilled in a tense hearing on Capitol Hill about the security failures that led to the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania earlier this month. Quote, "In light of recent events, it is with a heavy heart that I have made the difficult decision to step down as your director," close quote, Cheadle wrote in an email to her staff. In resigning, former Director Cheadle is now free to start her own private security company, protecting people on Jeffrey Epstein's guest list. New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez will resign his office on August 20th, following the conviction in his federal corruption trial, according to New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy. Murphy, who will select an interim replacement, said Tuesday afternoon he has received Menendez's resignation letter. In the resignation letter to Murphy, obtained by ABC News, Menendez said he intends to appeal the verdict but does not want the, quote, Senate to be involved in a lengthy process that will detract from its important work, close quote. The August 20th date should give Menendez plenty of time to remove any cash and gold bars that remain in his Washington office. Representative Andy Ogles, Republican from Tennessee, filed articles of impeachment against Vice President Harris on Tuesday as Republicans ramp up attacks while she launches a presidential campaign. Ogles has filed several articles of impeachment against Harris, hoping to muddy up the waters. You see, Trump has been impeached twice, and they are trying to make them seem equal. But that is the height of hypocrisy, since they don't believe in equality. Also, how are they going to get Harris to sexually assault a woman, steal money from a charity, falsify business records, steal top secret documents, and rip off students at her sham college in 100 days? There's no way. Not if she's as lazy as they say she is. And finally, scientists in Brazil report the first proof that animals are indeed exposed to cocaine. 13 sharp-nosed sharks taken from coastal waters near Rio de Janeiro had traces of cocaine in their muscles and livers, as reported in Science of the Total Environment. These 13 sharks are getting their own movie, Sharknado: Attack of the Kilo Sharks. Kilo Sharks, Kilo, Attack of the Kilo. Fuck it. You try writing all this in 2 hours. Cocaine can be toxic to mollusks, crustaceans, and bony fish. Previous laboratory studies have shown environmentally realistic concentrations can cause various signs of damage. A realistic concentration consists of the amount of coke that these species would likely snort in a nightclub. Cocaine can also cause DNA fragmentation and cell death, for example, in the zebrafish embryos. Tests of eels reveal disruption of important hormones. Only a handful of other studies have tested wild fish for illegal narcotics. If they do more tests, they'll find more coke-contaminated seafood, which could affect the way we consume seafood. And no one wants to snort a mussel. I'm G.D. Fenderson, certified forensic humorist, now with New Joke Technology. Thank you for watching Critical Joke Theory. If you enjoyed it, please like and share it, and please check out Done Way Past Funny on YouTube, Knob TV, and Spark TV, and watch The Church of Last Resort streaming live on Sundays on YouTube at 9 a.m. Eastern. Be safe out there, and don't feed the crazies. Critical Joke Theory with your host, G.D. Fenderson, certified forensic humorist, now with New Joke Technology.